assistant to the Secretary of Defense and president of the Center for a New American Security, and currently an advisor to the Obama campaign as well. You've heard the accusations. You saw, obviously, Mitt Romney's speech. These were some tough accusations, but the charge is that these leaks about a kill list, about the action against Iran, with specific identities almost attached to it, led back to the White House.
Well, I think there's no one who's more upset by this and who's more appalled by this than the president. He has made it very clear that he did not authorize these leaks, that he would never do so, that his staff should not have done so or didn't do so. And so I think he is investigating these. He is, I think both he and the Attorney General have made it clear to the prosecutors, you should follow the trail of facts wherever it leads. And this president is very determined to hold people accountable if they were shown to leak.
Is there an independent internal White House investigation as well as the one that the U.S. Attorney?
I do not know, but I know that this is, he's pursuing this very, very aggressively. The internal message has gone out that this will not be tolerated, that it must stop. That has happened many times over the course of the last month. So the president is on top of this. He's taking it very seriously, and I think he's made his message very, very clear to inside the administration and I think more broadly.
What added fuel to this, even before Mitt Romney's speech, was, of course, what the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Senator Dianne Feinstein, a Democrat, said. Let's watch this.
I think the White House has to understand that some of this is coming from its ranks. I don't know specifically where, but I think they have to begin to understand that and do something about it. And I mean, there's one book they can read and they'll see it very clearly.
Now, what Senator Feinstein then said yesterday in issuing a statement was that she does not want to be part of the Romney campaign attack and resents being used that way. But it's very clear what she is saying. There is a concern from both Democrats and Republicans in the intelligence community on the Hill that some of the books that have been written clearly had to have White House sourcing.
Again, this is why I think the president has been so clear, and the Attorney General, that these investigations must follow the fact trail wherever they lead. It's clear that the president did not authorize these leaks. He takes it very seriously, and he is actively and aggressively trying to get to the bottom of exactly what happened.
At the same time, in the Romney speech yesterday, we heard a number of things about Iran, about very little actually about Syria, but criticizing the Russian connection, that the reset did not work and therefore Russia is not helping us on Syria. On Iran, that the administration isn't doing enough. On Afghanistan, he seemed to be criticizing the timetable, but signing on to the 2014 timetable. What about some of the other charges that he made against the president's foreign policy?
Well, you know, what surprised me about the speech was this was really the big opportunity for Mitt Romney to lay out a vision and a plan and to tell the American people, how does he plan to be commander-in-chief? If he has differences with the president's policies, what are those differences and exactly what would he do differently? And instead, we heard the same old platitudes, the same old rhetoric, the same old mischaracterizations of the president's record, and not a lot of new things there. You know, I guess the only new thing was the change of heart on Afghanistan, where at first he agreed with the timeline, then he disagreed with it, and now he's once again agreeing with the transition timeline of 2014. But there wasn't a lot of new there, and that's frankly disappointing, because I think the American people deserve to know exactly what he would do differently as commander-in-chief.
Michele Flournoy, pleasure to see you. Thank you very much for joining us today. And what can we expect to hear from Mitt Romney in London? We're live in London next with NBC's Peter Alexander.